What up? It's Trent Out Loud, and I'm back with another episode. All right, depending on what time zone you're in, it's Sunday night, or for some of y'all, it's Monday morning. Yes, we had a great 2 days of excitement talking about Friday and Saturday, but unfortunately for everybody, it's back to the grind. All right. As always, I have a great show to help you get you through your Sunday night or Monday morning. You know, that's what I am here for. So in our first story, our only story behind the feed and off the record, LeBron James will be arrested shortly. Yes, a lot of people are not saying and they're implementing it, but y'all know that we're not afraid here. We're going to tell it like it is. This is what the streets are saying. All right. That's why we're putting it off the record. Also in lead stories, DoorDash driver arrested and charged for filming a man in his home. Also, Mark Epstein, Jeffrey Epstein's brother, says Bubba isn't Bill Clinton. Also, Stefon DIggs sues an influencer. In quick news, we're going to talk about Offset, Cardi B, Drake, Pusha T, Britney Spears, Kim K, Chrisean Brock, Blueface, Texas DPS officer, and a young boy sings at his mother's funeral. Also, we're going to tell you something about JT and her viral cover. Also, as always, we are going to close out the show with question of the day, social discussion of the day, and everyone's favorite comments of the day. Also, for those of you who are like me and you're sick and tired of spam phone calls, text messages, and emails, we'll tell you about a free trial with Aura that can help you get rid of all of that. Y'all know what time it is. Turn your TVs and radio, your devices up. Come on, it's the beginning of the week. Let's go. Come on, y'all. I'm about to start this show. Let's go. All right, in our first story behind the feed and off the record, NBA says Lakers and several other teams to turn in documents in gambling probe. All right, that was one headline and you see one picture. Here is another one from Yahoo Sports, and they put the Lakers logo and they put a big word, breaking news. They put this caption: the NBA has asked the Los Angeles Lakers and multiple other teams to hand over documents and other property as part of its investigation into illegal sports gambling. This is a result of charges filed against Damon Jones, LeBron James's former shooting coach, who has specific access to the Los Angeles Lakers. Investigators are expected to seek documents, including cell phones and phone records, from at least 10 Laker employees. You see what they did there? They put the LA Lakers logo. They talked about Damon Jones, who's already been arrested. And they're like, oh, we want to know stuff about the people around LeBron James, but want to skate and not say LeBron James's name because they're afraid of LeBron James. Here is another headline. NBA seeks cell phones from multiple teams, including the Lakers. See how everybody wants to include the Lakers in betting investigation. And they put up a picture of LeBron James, Luka Doncic, and LeBron is there pointing. Here is another headline. NBA reportedly requests cell phone from team employees, including another 10 people from the Los Angeles Lakers. What am I trying to get here? The heart of this investigation is LeBron James. They are afraid to say it, but y'all know how we get down here at the Trent Out Loud show. We ain't afraid of nothing, all right? I told you all like last week about LeBron and his girls in Toronto. I told you at that point, send me a cease and desist lawyer, LeBron, if you want to. Send me a cease and desist about this. I know my sources, and I know that LeBron James is the next person to be arrested in this whole Chauncey Billups. Who else is there? Chauncey Billups. What's the other guy's name? Anyways, can't remember his name. And Damon Jones. Okay, I think there's 2 or 3 that have already been arrested. Now, I'm going to read the article here for you, but I just want to remind people who have maybe forgotten. We were one of the first to break this story and to let you know about LeBron being investigated weeks ago. Now some blogs are kind of like lightly wanting to touch it and put his picture there without saying it because they're afraid of defamation or cease and desist letters. But when we first told you about this gambling probe from the FBI, we told you that it goes way deeper than Damon Jones, Chauncey Billups. I think it's Terry Rozier. I'm sorry, I'm forgetting his name. Y'all know how names. Anyways, we told you that this was something from Donald Trump's FBI, Kash Patel, and it really ties back into, of course, yes, gambling, and there's a problem with that, with the betting apps and all of that stuff, yes, but this is one of Donald Trump's vendettas against LeBron James from back in the day during the BLM, Black Lives Matters movement, where LeBron James was at the head of that protest, where he had everybody in the NBA kneeling. Remember when they were doing the Star Spangled Banner, the national anthem? LeBron was at the head of that saying, we need to protest. We're not going to have any games. We're going to do all this. And Donald Trump hated that in the NFL, and he hated it even more from the NBA. You've never seen Donald Trump at any NBA games. He goes to golf matches, the President's Cup. He goes to the World Series. He goes to the NFL, and he does not go to the NBA. Couple of the NFL owners are on his side. They listen to him. You know what happened about Colin Kaepernick. I say all of that to say this is what's at the heart of it. And I'm not afraid to say it because I know that it is true. Okay, here are some details. In the wake of the illegal gambling arrest, the NBA is requesting documents, cell phones, and more from employees from multiple teams, according to The Athletics, which is, I think it's a magazine or a blog site. The list of employees reportedly include some of LeBron's closest acquaintances on the Los Angeles Lakers. The requests are part of an illegal gambling investigation and comes after the grilling by Congress over the arrest of Portland Trailblazer head coach Chauncey Billups, Miami Heat guard Terry Rozier, that's the name I was trying to remember, Terry Rozier, and former Cleveland Cavaliers assistant Damon Jones, who is LeBron James's homie. The investigation is reportedly being ran by an outside law firm, etc., doesn't matter their name. Here are from the blog Athletics. The NBA engaged an independent law firm to investigate the allegations in the incident once it was made public, an NBA spokesman told Athletics in a statement. It is standard in these kinds of investigations. A number of different individuals and organizations were asked to produce documents and records. Everybody has been fully cooperative. The Lakers appear to be seeing scrutiny due to the arrest of Jones, whose prosecutors claim was part of both rigged poker scheme and the use of inside information for gambling purposes. It's alleged that in one case, Jones informed bettors that James would miss a 2023 game against the Milwaukee Bucks due to an injury, despite not being on the injury report. Jones played with LeBron James for 3 years on Cleveland Cavaliers, helped coach him during James's second stint with the Cleveland Cavaliers, and continued the relationships as an unofficial assistant head coach for the Lakers during the 2023 season. He has pled not guilty to his charges. This goes so deep, it's not even funny. If I remember correctly, we actually played you a video from, who was it? I think it was Gilbert Arenas, where Gilbert was like, yo, me, Damon Jones, and LeBron are always at LeBron's house. We're always gambling. We're always doing this. And Damon Jones was never good. And he was this, and he always loses, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Now, when Gilbert Arenas was saying that, that was something from like 4 or 5 years ago. And he was just talking. These are things that we heard that are going to allegedly be used against him in the court of law. Like you all remember from the Diddy trial, they'll go back 10, 15 years. Oh, you said this in the text message. You said this video. You said this. You said whatever. This is not looking good for a bunch of NBA players. We also told you about Michael Jordan and a referee giving some information and potentially cooperating with the police. investigation, the federal investigation. Y'all know that LeBron James has a history of gambling. If there's going to be an investigation with gambling and the NBA, you know that Michael Jordan will have something to do with it. I mean, this is just crazy. This guy has been a gambling addict since, the 80s. Okay. So if there's a poker game or something going on, stop it. Jordan is there. We have also alleged that there are a few other very, very high profiled A-list NBA players that are being investigated. That I'm going to choose not to talk about. I always like to wait till at least some blogs kind of hinted and whatever, just so I have some backup so you guys don't think I'm throwing out names. But I could attest to you right now that there are a lot of other NBA stars being investigated. It just hasn't popped off yet. And we also told you that there's some people also in the NFL. And this goes pretty deep. Again, my belief, my sources, this is all from Donald Trump and his revenge tour, which he has vehemently talked about from even when he was campaigning to him being the president of the United States, going after Letitia James, former FBI directors, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Trump is not going to rest. He knows he still has the presidency and the power for the next 3 years. And anybody that talks about Trump, y'all know how he gets down. It's either you bend the knee and you come back over to his side and, you know what I mean, you do what he wants to do, or he's going to use his FBI, he'll use his DOJ, and he'll use everything within his power to expose you, to arrest you, to make you look bad. And the one thing that I will say before I close this down is same thing with Diddy, same thing with JD Vance, or same thing with anybody that has a problem and an issue with Donald Trump. It doesn't matter what you said about Donald Trump in the past. People don't realize that. He doesn't care. Research and see what JD Vance said about him. Of all the people, Diddy, James, Letitia, JD Vance says the worst about him, and he's his vice president. Donald Trump doesn't care about what you say to him. Donald Trump is a businessman, a cold-hearted businessman. He actually likes you said something about him. You said something about me? Nah, no problem. Now I'm president. Now you're going to bend the knee and you're going to do all of these things, or I'm going to not give you a pardon, Diddy, or I'm not, I'm going to sick my FBI against you, LeBron James, JD Vance. You're going to come be my vice president. You're going to be my biggest mouthpiece. You're going to do all this or whatever, blah, blah, blah. I'd say the man is cold-hearted, ice-cold veins. He does not care. He actually likes when you say something about him because he could use that against you if he could threaten you in some way. Just imagine what he has on JD for JD to flip like that. Ironically, Putin has him on video and picture doing stuff to Bubba. So, it's a crazy world, man. Donald Trump has things and controls over people and Putin has control over him. Anyways, we have a video actually in Quick Stories about that whole Bubba thing. I think I put it in social discussions. I want to talk a little bit more about it. Anyways, that's all I have right now with LeBron James. If you hear LeBron James saying stuff about Republicans, saying something positive or being neutral, then you know he has bent the knee and you won't hear about him getting arrested doing whatever. But don't be surprised in the next couple of days, if you hear LeBron being arrested. He is the investigation is active. They're probing into him. The NBA's law firm or outside people looking at, that's the NBA just trying to save face, this independent firm. The NBA, Adam Silver knows everything that's going on. He said it on TV. It's why he let Terry Rozier get away with his stuff in 2022 when he knew Terry Rozier was doing whatever he was doing. They suspended him for 8 games and they brought him back. Adam Silver knows every single thing that is going on. Okay. So I think that's it. I think we covered everything. I think there was actually one more thing I was going to say about LeBron, Trump. Anyways, if I remember, I'll tell you guys later. That's enough for today. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comment section below. All right, this brings us to our first lead story. DoorDash driver arrested and charged for filming a man with his pants down. All right, let's give you the breakdown about this. Former DoorDash driver Livy Rose Henderson has been arrested on 2 felony charges after filming a man in his home without his consent. The scandal that has taken the internet by storm over the past few weeks, with strong opinions coming from both sides after Livy uploaded a clip to TikTok stating that she was the one who was SA'd, claiming she in fact is the victim. She says that she should not be the one behind bars. Okay, I'm going to play the video beside me because there's no audio, so you don't need to hear. That is the video that she posted of the DoorDash when she did the first delivery, okay? Now, there's a bunch of videos that she put up. They're up on our Instagram page. It's close to like 10 minutes. I'm going to just give you a quick summary of what is going on, okay? So she has been arrested. I don't know if she has made bail, but she probably has no priors or so I'm sure she's made bail, but she has been arrested, okay? Now, she's a delivery driver, DoorDash. Her instructions are, please leave the delivery, please leave my food at the door. So she walks up to the house. Apparently the curtains are over. It looks like to like a patio or whatever. And there's a guy there passed out on his couch and his thing is out and he has no pants on or they're down or whatever. So she now takes out her phone and let me read to you what she put up when she posted it. Let's see if we can. It's very, very blurry. Hold on. So she wrote, a man named Austin ordered DoorDash, selects the option to have order left at door. Sorry, it's very blurry. Hold on. Left at door. Sees his DoorDash driver, me, as a female, falls asleep on the couch with his pants and underwear to his ankles, his front door wide open open, and it's 59 degrees. So this is what I see, and I have to leave this at the door. And I have to leave his order at the door, okay? Sorry, it's a little bit blurry. Okay, so she now records that, posts it on TikTok. TikTok takes it down, obviously, because you can't put that out. It wasn't blurred out at first. Then she goes and files a claim to TikTok. Hey, I'm going to re-upload it blurred out. TikTok takes it down again. So she gets two strikes. So she's freaking out. Hey, why are you guys taking this down? That creates a thing. People hear about it. Now, DoorDash fires her, whatever, doesn't let her use the app anymore. And in their reply, they put this. They said, regarding the video from a DoorDasher circulating today, we take report of this nature with the utmost seriousness. We want to be absolutely clear. This DoorDasher was not deactivated for reporting SA. If a Dasher ever experiences something that makes them feel unsafe or uncomfortable, we urge them to please contact our support team immediately so we can help support immediately so we can help as their safety and well-being matters deeply to us. At the same time, publicly sharing videos taking inside of a customer's home, especially when personal information is involved, raises privacy concerns, and it is a clear violation of our policy. In order to protect everyone's safety and privacy, we've deactivated both the DoorDasher and the customer's account, and we're working directly with law enforcement for additional issues. Now, somebody posted up the legal ramifications of having your thing out in public, okay? So, in order for you to be convicted of public lewdness, you must have intentionally exposed yourself in public. If your pants rip, for example, resulting in you exposing yourself by accident, you would not have committed a crime of public lewdness. So now that we know everything, she was offended. She recorded it, put it on TikTok. TikTok took it down. DoorDash deactivated both of their accounts. She now would like this guy to be charged with SA because she feels like she was violated. DoorDash has taken both of their accounts down. Now she is the one for being arrested for filming this and putting this out. Now, a lot of people online are going back and forth. Some people are taking her side, saying that she was the one that was essayed. The guy knew what he was doing, etc., etc. Why was the door open? She alludes to the fact of it's cold outside. Why would he have that? This was planned because you could see if it's a female or a male coming. So I was a female. Her thing is he did this on purpose. She's the victim. The other side is, bruh, what are you talking about? The guy was asleep. You know what the law is. If anything that's accidental, it's not just your thing being out. It's, is it accidental? Is it on purpose? That's the question here. Was it accidental or was it on purpose? And the thing with the law is you cannot, it's not what you know, it's what you can prove. So while I believe that she feels in her heart that it was done on purpose, I believe that. That's why she recorded it and did that. But you cannot prove that he intentionally did that. You cannot prove. A lot of people are like, yeah, he looks like he's probably drinking. Who knows what he was doing? He is maybe embarrassed about it himself. She feels like it was planned. But where's the proof, Livy? Where is the proof? You cannot assume something in the court of law. That's why, like, first of all, I was going to say, I don't blame her for feeling the way that she feels. Yeah. I think she's wrong to have recorded it. She was wrong to record it and put it out because she doesn't know his intention at that point. But I don't blame her for her feelings. You can't blame somebody for their feelings. So yeah, I'm going to hold that. I don't blame her for feeling like this may have been intentional. You can't blame her for that. And let's just take it at face value. And you could hear in her video that she feels that way. And you can't blame her for that. But what you can blame her for is posting this guy, exposing him, because we now know what the law is. And the law is you must prove that it was intentional. And throughout this whole past couple of weeks and everything that she's talking about, she has no proof. And that's what we keep talking about when we talk about court. Where is your proof? So that's my take. That's my 2 cents on this. We'll see what happens in trial. From what people are saying, that she has no priors. Even if she gets found guilty, she'll probably just get probation. She's probably not going to go to jail. This is a non-violent crime. We'll see. But more, what do you guys think? What side of the fence are you on? And do you think that she should face charges? And although I respect everyone's opinion, the law states that you cannot expose somebody, record them in these kind of matters and put that out. So she broke the law. He, until somebody can prove that it was intentional, did not break the law. But I'm interested to see what you guys think. Let me know in the comment section below.
Hey guys, so DoorDash just deactivated me 2 days after I reported my sexual assault.
All right, in our second lead story, for immediate release, statement from Mark Epstein regarding Bubba reference in the recently released emails. November the 15th, 2025. By the way, Mark Epstein is Jeffrey Epstein's brother. And they're talking about the email that Trump was doing something with his mouth to Bubba. In light of recent speculation surrounding the release of an internal email regarding related to Jeffrey Epstein case, Mark Epstein issues the following statements to clarify a point that has been misinterpreted in public discussion. Regarding emails from 2018 between my brother and me were made public. They were simply part of a funny private exchange between two brothers and were never meant for public release to be interpreted as serious remarks. For the avoidance of doubt, the reference of Bubba in this correspondence is not in any way a reference to former President Bill Clinton. In the attempt to conflate that reference with President Clinton or to read sweeping implications into them misinterprets both the purpose and the tone of the original correspondence. I want to be absolutely clear on this point so that the public record is not distorted and so that speculation does not unfairly implicate people who are not actually being referred to in those communications. Now, clearly, as we know the world, this is not going to be nearly as big as, of course, the email. That's why I wanted to do my due diligence and always talk from both sides. So we heard about the email. Every single person on Instagram has made a joke about it, laughed about it, reposted it. Literally for the past 2 days, as I'm scrolling, there's content creators talking about Bubba, making fun of Trump and Clinton. I have seen, honestly, maybe like 100 AI videos. If I'm not mistaken, Saturday Night Live just did a spoof on it. It is everywhere. So this email is not going to get as much highlights because it kind of debunks the theory and people want to run with the theory. But I also just wanted to highlight something. He says it's a lighthearted, blah, 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 but he also just emphasizes that it's not Bill Clinton. So there's two things. A, he could just be trying to hide and know that it's Bill Clinton, but doesn't want to be the one implicating him, and he's lying. Or B, it could really not be Bill Clinton. But the emphasis on Bill Clinton is one thing, but where's the emphasis on the oral part? How come he's not saying, yo, there was no oral, Trump didn't do oral? Like, he's just trying to emphasize, nah, it's not Bill, but who's Bubba? It's clearly not a female, so who is Bubba? And more importantly, why this is not going to make such headline news is that, of course, it's funny that it's Bill Clinton, but it's still a man and it's still Trump doing something. So how are you putting this email out thinking that you're going to curb the speculation? All you did was, to me, add more fuel to the fire because, all right, it's not Bill, but who is it? And why is Donald Trump doing this oral thing to this guy? Like, this is crazy work. I don't know, man. If you ask me, this just made things worse. Does it change anything for you that it's not Bill Clinton? And like I said, it could just be a lie anyways, right? You could just be trying to cover up for Clinton. Let me know what you guys think about who Bubba is and if you care who he is. I don't care what guy it is. What's shocking is that Donald Trump's on his knees, yo. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. All right, in our third lead story, Stefon DIggs sues influencer over claims that he was DRUG'd and SA'd him, conspiring also to unalive him. Okay, we talked about this at length a couple of months ago when all these allegations came out from this influencer, and a lot of people believed it, a lot. Stefon, as you guys know, he never answers anything, never does anything, never speaks. I think we played one video for you guys like 2 weeks ago with him and Cardi B, and he said like, yeah, I'm excited or whatever. Like, he does not talk a lot. Now the defamation suit comes. Listen to this. NFL wide receiver Stefon DIggs has filed a defamation lawsuit against social media personality Christopher Blake Griffin, accusing him of making false and damaging allegations that DIggs calls pure fiction. According to TMZ, the 31-year-old New England Patriots star submitted a lawsuit October the 1st. In the filing, DIggs describes Griffin as a would-be social media influencer, claiming he invented a story about the player tied to allegations at DIggs' home in Maryland, May 2023. DIggs states that after a charity game in DC, he, Griffin, and other influencers went to a local club before heading back to DIggs' residence. The wide receiver, Stefon DIggs, says he went to his bedroom and his assistant then asked Griffin to leave, ending what DIggs characterized as an otherwise uneventful night. More than 2 years later, in the summer of 2025, DIggs alleged that Griffin posted a series of statements about the night and about a separate allegation of violence that occurred days later, which Griffin claims DIggs arranged. In these posts, according to the lawsuit, Griffin says that Stefon DIggs gave him DRUGs and also SA'd him, and he later conspired to try to unalive him to suppress his accusations. Okay, there's a lot of other things, but to suppress his accusations and the fact that DIggs might be bisexual. The filing says that the accusations were shared with Griffin's followers, and he tagged the NFL, the New England Patriots, and Uggs, a company for which DIggs has a sponsorship deal with. DIggs claims that Griffin knowingly shared what he describes as nonsense allegations for online attention, and that the statement has seriously harmed his reputation. DIggs is pursuing a liability claim, seeking damages and attorney fees. The lawsuit does not specify a dollar amount, but asserts that Griffin's conduct caused significant personal and professional harm. Griffin, through his attorneys, disputed DIggs' claims. The attorneys told TMZ that Mr. Griffin is looking forward to showing the world in court that regardless of the fairy tales fabricated by Mr. DIggs' high-priced New York lawyers, and that Griffin believes that he is the victim of Stefon DIggs and his unwanted attention, essaying attention. Craziness. Like I told you, a lot of people believe this story. A lot of people believe that Stefon DIggs goes both ways. There has been other accusations, but like we always say whenever we talk about defamation, by the way, I have sat down here and told you this year about 20, 30, 40, 50 defamation cases and lawsuits that are going on. Honestly, almost like every celebrity has a defamation lawsuit that's going on, either counter or not counter. Some of y'all are like, what? It is so rampant right now. It is crazy of the amount of lawsuits that I know that are going on that I wait for it to come on the blogs to tell you guys about, because y'all wouldn't believe me if I tell you the madness that's going on. This Diddy case, Cassie Diddy case from 2023, has changed the landscape of celebrity, money, and all of that stuff. We told you about it. We're like, yo, Hollywood's not going to be the same. And you have heard a bunch. Tyler Perry, $250 million, Shannon Sharp, Stefon, RICO case with Kim Kardashian and Ray J. Like, it's nuts. But like we always say, there is no such thing as defamation if you are telling the truth. If you tell the truth about LeBron James, he could be mad at you. He could sue you for defamation, but he cannot win. According to a lot of sources, multiple sources, and things that we have seen that I have played for you guys repeatedly here on this show when it comes to this case, it does not look good for Stefon DIggs. And I think the reason why he took so long to file the suit is because he is tired of the allegations of hearing that he goes both ways. And when you sue, it kind of makes people like, well, all right, maybe he's telling the truth. It's Stefon DIggs just trying to change the narrative. And I think that this case will probably just, like a bunch of other ones, just go by the wayside. I do not think that Stefon DIggs will be able to win this case because Blake has a lot of receipts. He's gone on a lot of different shows, podcasts, and he has exposed Stefon and his relationship and said he doesn't want his advancements. And he's been to his place more than just one time. And that Stefon has done things to him in an SEX manner, and he's done it back to him. So y'all know that Stefon DIggs is a freaky deaky. Yo, let me know what you think about Cardi B's baby daddy. By the way, he also has 3 more kids coming along the way. And Cardi B, like y'all know, I told you yesterday, she just gave birth to his first son. 3 more kids and a bunch of lawsuits. Let me know what you think about Stefon DIggs in the comment section below. All right, this brings us to quick news. Ring my bell. All right, in our first quick story, Offset seemingly reacts to reports that Cardi B and Stefon DIggs' newborn son may legally be his under Georgia state law. And he wrote back in his stories to put "my kid, laugh out loud." So here is Offset in his, I think it's Instagram. He just wrote "laugh out loud, my kid." Now, we talked to you guys about that yesterday. I think we were like I think we were pretty good at breaking that story. We're definitely one of the first because a lot of people were like, what does this mean? Whatever, blah, blah, blah. We have something coming up a little bit later on in quick stories about Cardi B just going on a rant about this. And she seems really, really bothered by not just by this, but by a lot of things that Offset is doing. And of course, he's trolling her by saying, yeah, my kid, laugh out loud. All of this boils down to the divorce. And we have talked to you guys about this at length. And Offset is playing his cards. Now, is he being an ASS about it? For sure. She's just delivered a baby, postpartum. Her album came out. She has a tour that she's planning in February. Now, I know some people will look and be like, I don't feel sorry for her. She's rich. She's worth $100 million. What pressure? I don't really agree with that. I don't care how rich somebody is. I don't care if you're a trillionaire, billionaire, millionaire. There's still stress that you have to deal with. Money doesn't take away your stress, although a lot of people think so. More money, more problems. BIG said that. So on the one side, I do feel bad for Cardi. And on top of it, she has to deal with Stefon DIggs. That's her own fault, though. I ain't sorry about. I don't feel bad with her with that because I warned her. A bunch of people warned her. But as much as I feel bad for her, Offset is playing the cards that he's been dealt. And Cardi B wants the divorce. Cardi B was the one who allegedly cheated on Offset when she was pregnant with her and Offset last kid with Stefon DIggs, which that's a whole other story for a whole other day. People think that she was wrong, but then when Offset is cheating, it's not wrong. Whatever, went and got pregnant. He is going to milk this divorce and he is going to hope that she breaks. That's what he's doing. It's legally my kid now. You want to keep staying married? You want a divorce? Pay me. I got debt with the government, $3-4 million. Pay that off. That house that you have in Atlanta, I want that. I want 40%. We told you guys yesterday, he wants 40% of everything that she's worth because he feels like he built her, which I completely disagree with. This is court, man. This is life. You marry, you get yourself caught up in these things. Offset is going to play the cards that he's dealt, and this is about money for him. We told you about his album that flopped, 9,000 sold. He doesn't have money right now. He doesn't have money to pay his debts to the government. And you know what happens when that comes? They come for your stuff. So it's an a-hole move, especially to the mother of your 3 children. But this is what the law is, man. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. All right, this brings us to our second quick story. All right, this I do not like. I'm sorry, this man was 29 years old and she was 18 when they got together. I won't even address that BS in my post. The age difference is yikes. Okay, this is a post from a Toronto blog. And this is somebody that reposted. Pusha T and his wife, Virginia, are expecting their second son due spring 2026. So, okay, Push met her when she was 18. He was 29. So that's 11 years. I don't know where I got the 3 from. 11 years age difference. Why I don't like this is that a couple of blogs are suggesting that Drake is behind this push and trying to push the narrative that, what Kendrick was alluding to. Look at what Push did. He met this girl when she was 18 and he was 29. Now, Push and his baby mama, Virginia, that's a whole other conversation. If you guys want to discuss that in the comment section, you can go ahead. If you don't like what he did, that's fine. But if it is true that Drake is behind this, and y'all know I got some ties in Toronto and I could look into it, I just don't even want to bother because I'm so disappointed in Drake and the moves that he's been making for the past year. The court case and the Kendrick and the Iceman and, the live streams. And it's just like Kendrick, push, like Drake. It's been a year and a couple of months now, bruh. You are a hit factory, hit machine maker. Like, you have to stop the Pusha T, Kendrick. We got to get everybody back. Like, yo, if Iceman is like the revenge tour, you had an opportunity. You were in a battle. You put out Family Matters. Kendrick came with, what did he come right after with that? I don't know. I can't remember the song now. There were so many. And then he came out with Not Like Us back to back. And you came up with the Hard Part 6 that nobody really liked. You could have put out a song. You cannot keep doing this, man. Just get back to the hits. One of the biggest artists this game has ever seen. And even me, who is the biggest Drake fan ever of all times, you lost me. I'm out the Drake fan club, man, because of how he's moving. You got to get back to the hits, man. So again, there's been a lot of people, I won't even tell you who has been like, Drake is behind this. It's like, that's how I know it's probably true. And I don't have to look into it, but nobody cares, Drake. Just make the hits. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. All right, this brings us to our third quick story. Britney Spears. Hold on, where is this? Sorry. I should be more prepared, huh? All right, Britney Spears posts her at the Kardashian house, and she says, "Such a warm, beautiful, and kind family. Thanks for allowing me to play with your kids and dinner. And also, it was an honor to spend time with you guys. Happy holidays." So I'll play the video beside me. It's just Kim and Britney in bed. I think Chloe is there too. And the caption below the post is, Britney Spears seems to be having a time posted up with the Kardashians. So this is warm-hearted. A couple of people are like, Britney, don't be with them. And there's like some things that are going behind. As you guys know, I'm very transparent. I don't know what goes on in the Kardashian universe. I don't watch. There's something with like Travis Barker and somebody did something and protect Britney. I'm all for the protect Britney, but I don't know why I don't watch Keeping Up with the Kardashians. But I do think it is nice because most of the times the things that we see on Britney's Instagram is her wilding out dancing. We do know that, there's something there. We don't know. I don't want to speculate what it is. It could just be that she's happy. Oh, okay, fine. But I do like the fact that there's people around her and she is around people and are, just not leaving her to herself. So I like that. But I do know that there is some people that are not happy about this. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. All right, in our fourth quick story, all right, my favorite couple, my baby daddy, to my baby daddy, you gotta stop talking about your kid online. You're weak. All right, so this is Chrisean Rock talking about Blueface. Blueface curves a 21V contestant who looks like his son, and Chrisean Rock says he's the reason the internet clowns their baby. Okay, so 20v1, Blueface, 20 girls he has to pick or whatever, and one of the contestants, he's like, sorry, I don't want to pick you because I feel like you look like my son. And Chrisean, who has been trying to stay offline, we told you guys the reason why she's trying to stay offline is she's trying to get somebody to give her a check, which I think is smart. Whether it be Zeus, whether it be Blueface, the mom, or whatever, there's money to be made out here online with views and Patreon and these apps. But she has come out and resurfaced after like a week or so, and she's now talking about Blueface. So did she get her check? I don't know. It looks like it, but she's definitely not happy that he tries to always use their son in something that is going on. Here is Chrisean letting you know she's not happy. Take a listen.
Get a response out of me for anything you're doing. So you mentioned my son. Blue, you're not going to live a long time. Keep going against our kid, bro. World clowning my kid, right? But you know who started it? You, his father, bro.
I personally don't like the using of Junior in these clips and talking. But I also know that it is part of their story, right? It's part of what people are invested in. I think we do have something coming up also too where Blueface admits that, well, not admits, but says that Junior is his child. Last week we told you that it looked like his father was swabbing him to try to have a DNA result. We still don't know for sure if it's Blueface's son or not. We still don't even know 100% if he is healthy and if he is okay, right? There's allegations that she was doing some things that she shouldn't have been doing while she was pregnant, and that's why he is the way he is. His eyes definitely go in some different directions sometimes. But yeah, you know, I'm always come from a mental health space. So if Junior is not okay, I don't like the fact that they will be using him for their clicks and viral moments. But I do understand the fact of them having a child, you know, adds to their story, and that's what people want to be engaged in. So kind of on Chrisean's side here a little bit, but she does the same thing. So anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Oh, here it is. It's our fifth quick story. Blueface says that Junior is his son, and he actually kind of like claps back at the girl. She's like, yo, don't ask me no disrespectful questions. I don't, he was on Deshaun Frost's stream, and here's a clip. Take a listen.
Was that DNA test real? Was that DNA test real?
That's my son, man. Don't ask no dumb questions.
Period.
If I'm not mistaken, I think that's the first time I ever heard him like vehemently like, what? Are you crazy? We'll see. We'll see. All right, in our sixth quick story, zoomed in and slowed down shows that number 27 tried to move away from DPS officer. The internet is reacting swiftly to the viral video of the Texas DPS trooper shoving two South Carolina players in the tunnel during Saturday's game at Texas A&M. Fans on social media called the behavior unnecessary and proactive, while high-profile voices like Lebron James demanded trooper be suspended, calling the incident preempted and corny AF. Former NFL players like Benjamin Watson also criticized the trooper, describing his conduct as trash. The moment occurred shortly after South Carolina scored, fueling speculation that the trooper intentionally escalated the situation. Some online commentators used the incident to raise broader questions about law enforcement's roles during sporting events, as DPS confirms the trooper was sent home pending further review. I'll play it very, very slowly here. You could see him just like number 27 trying to step aside, and you see him kind of elbow him right there. Now, why this wouldn't be a big deal, let's say if it was like a security guard or, you know, somebody a little bit lower level, right? Because we do know during sporting events, people really take that seriously, you know, and they really get into sporting events. I have seen it happen a bunch of times. I think there was a fight just at like the UFC just yesterday. I don't know if it has to do with opponents or something else, but we know people get, you know, they're on times 10 at sporting events. So I say that to say that, yeah, that's probably why this trooper was like that. Like, oh, y'all just scored, you're going to beat us and put your elbow out. But sir, you're an officer. You're a trooper. You are there in case something like this happens. In the event that somebody should shove a player, you're there to protect like people in the crowd, bystanders, much less players. That's why you're on the field, because you're supposed to get access to protect the players, sir. So while I can understand that your team might be losing, geez, pull yourself together, sir. Like, this is just crazy. Anyways, I don't see how anybody could be on this trooper side. Should he be fired? Maybe. Definitely should he be suspended, reprimanded, 1,000%. And more importantly, he should apologize 100%. And not given access to these kind of things. Like, give him a desk job if you don't want to fire him. But I don't see it even wrong if you fire him. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section below. All right, our seventh quick story. All right, get ready to cry. Well, you won't be able to because I cannot play it because it's copywritten, but go to our Instagram and trust me, if you're human, your eyes will water up. Young boy brings the entire church to tears singing at his mom's funeral. Guys, this is the cutest thing ever, ever. The caption is, "Ah, who's cutting onions?" A young boy is going viral recently for a heartfelt song delivered at his mom's funeral. DIE with a smile. It is so cute, guys. Like, I'll play it here beside me without the audio. And you like, he's standing on the chair, his shoes are off, and he's like, like, just, all right, like, I gotta do this. Like, oh, it's so cute and just brave, like, I don't know the context behind it, but maybe his mom used to like him singing. Maybe they sung together. Like, what? I don't know the story behind it, but just so sad that this young boy doesn't have his mom anymore, but brave enough to pull himself together and sing for his mom. Literally tear jerking. You can go to our Instagram page at the Trend Out Loud Show if you want to see it, and I suggest that you do. It's just a nice, heartfelt Sunday night video to watch. Let me know what you guys think when you see it in the comment section below. All right, in our 8th quick story, Cardi B goes on a rant about a DRUG addict who's obsessed with her and names no names. All right, we talked about this a little bit earlier, and I have posted the 2 videos online. I have admittedly not watched the videos. Sometimes I gotta like save my own like mental peace, you know what I mean, and not get so in. Because Cardi B's rants, like, you could take them different ways because she's so passionate and so real. It's tough, man. Like, sometimes I just feel bad for Cardi, man, but at the same time, she puts herself in these situations. You know what I mean? Anyways, she just goes on to say that she's just like fed up with Offset. She's fed up with the trolling. She's fed up with him dragging her. He's fed up with the talking. He's fed up with the disrespect. And like, at the end of the day, like I said earlier, I get it. He's using the court. He's using the system to his advantage. Although it's wrong, I know where it's coming from. It's a money play. He feels like he's hurt. He feels like he's the victim. Everybody these days, I'm the victim, I'm the victim, I'm the victim. But, we all know the story that Cardi B stayed in a marriage with Offset, with him repeatedly cheating on her over and over. And she literally took him back over and over and over and over again. Do you guys remember a couple of years ago when he wouldn't leave her alone and was like going to all her concerts, would interrupt the concerts, bring her roses, bring a bunch of roses on stage? Like, we know the Offset and Cardi B story. So much to the point where we heard stories of she being like, okay, like, I understand you're going to be with other girls, but could it not be like girls that I know, girls that I have to like record with? That's when Cardi B drew the line. I think she talked about that on the Call Her Daddy podcast, where she was like, yo, like, I got to work in the studio with these girls that my husband was just with. Husband, not boyfriend. Because say whatever you want about Stefon DIggs, at least they're not married, at least. So it's just a lot. And he is really going in. Like, there's a lot of things that you guys don't even know about it just behind the scenes. And I do believe her. I do think that he is obsessed with her. I really, really, really do. And to be honest with you, just my own belief, I think that Cardi is still in love with Offset as well, too. I just think that she had to leave him to protect her own peace. If you guys hear the story of her being like, yo, I couldn't record anymore. I couldn't do my job. I couldn't get out of bed in the morning. Like, that girl that's like just fed up. Like, yeah, I love him. Like, that's her child's father, 3 kids, their family. They're together for 7 years. Like, she does still love Offset, and Offset still does love her. That, to me, personally, is not even a question. And I know some of you might be like, that's not really love. Okay, it's true, because if Offset really loved her, then he wouldn't have done those things. Okay, I'll give you that. But is he obsessed? For sure. And he's lost without her. So anyways, ranting a little bit. And yes, Cardi sometimes put herself in these situations. I still cannot understand why she had this baby with Stefon, because she's just going to get it on both ends. But anyways, Cardi, keep your head up. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. All right, in our 9th quick story, this one doesn't make sense to me. JT puts out a new cover and she says, F how people view me. I'll always look crazy to someone, so why not give them something crazy to look at? Now, for those of you who are not seeing or not watching this on video, she's in the car, she has her hand and her head out, the window is rolled down, and she's there, and her lips are like 10 times this, maybe like 20 times the size. And I don't know if it's whatever. I don't know if it's a photoshopped lips or she maybe put something on there as like a prosthetic or whatever. Now, the whole point is that this is a magazine cover, okay? And it's JT by JT. I creative directed the launch and the first digital cover of this magazine, chief editor, etc., etc. This is on purpose to spark conversation, and she's just using art to say, look, people are always going to say crazy stuff. I kind of just want to accentuate to give you guys something crazy to talk about. It's art. You know what I mean? So I just, people are like, oh, what is she doing? This looks crazy. I've seen a couple of content creators dragging her. It's art. She's amplifying the time in which we live in. And she's like, oh, if I did a normal cover, you guys would say something about my body. You would say something about this. You'd say something about a surgery. You'd say something about my hair. You'd say something about my weave. You'd say something like that. Okay, I'm going to make my lips times 20 and give you something to talk about. It's art. It's not the first artist that's done something like this. Anyways, my 2 cents. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. All right, this brings us to our 10th quick story. Marjorie Taylor Greene apologizes for not speaking out about Trump's attacks prior to him attacking her. Okay, I don't know really how much that headline really makes sense, but Marjorie Taylor Greene apologizes for fueling the division of our nation. I never thought I would see the day. Words are one thing, actions are needed. All right, so this is the talk today that Marjorie Taylor Greene was on CNN, if I'm not mistaken. I don't remember who was interviewing her, but she's talking about fueling division in America and always, well, not always, but in the past, amplifying the rhetoric that caused division. And she's like, you know what? I take full responsibility. And I think the reason why it's being more amplified today, one, because it's Marjorie Taylor Greene, but, you know, yesterday we spoke about Marjorie and her issues with Donald Trump and her and Donald Trump officially breaking up, like just like the Instagram breakup where she was like, I'm done with him. It's over. He said he's done with her. He's withdrawing her support. And yeah, while that has been one thing, her doubling down now, and she's talking about herself. She's like, aside from him, I did not have to double down and I didn't have to take and fuel division in America. So I think this is a huge step for Marjorie Taylor Greene. I know some people are not going to believe it, but I still think this is a huge step. And like we spoke about yesterday, and I'm going to speak a little bit in social discussion of the day, is the Republican Party kind of softening up a little? Is MAGA kind of like, yes, we know they're separating from Donald Trump with this Epstein stuff, but are they going to separate from Donald Trump but continue their very divisive outlook, attacking Democrats and just they're basically what actually won them the election? Are we seeing the softening of the Republican Party led by somebody like Marjorie Taylor Greene? Now, one thing I didn't say yesterday that I forgot that I wanted to put in today's show is Marjorie Taylor Greene was looking to run for the Senate in Georgia. And when she went to Donald Trump and the White House, they said no. They're like, yo, we don't like that idea. And what a lot of people are saying is that is the breakup. It wasn't like, oh, I woke up one morning and I want to do better. I woke up one morning and I think that Donald Trump is a bad president, and reposting and talking about this divisive things are bad. It's coming because Trump didn't back her for the Senate. So does that take away from the things that we're hearing now? Does that take away from her exposing Trump? Does that take away from her saying, I'm sorry, I was being divisive? I don't know. I mean, that's politics, right? When somebody is like not backing, somebody's not in your corner. Look, she had been the biggest Donald Trump cheerleader. And if you're going to cheer for somebody and you're going to advocate for somebody, and then you look and you're like, all right, I want to do something in the political realm. I want to run for Senate. You would expect that person to, come back and champion you. Now, you got to know and be smarter when you're talking to somebody like Donald Trump, because Donald Trump, like I told you earlier, he's cold-hearted. You can back him all you want. It doesn't mean he's going to back you. So I guess, again, this is part of my social discussion. Do we take what Marjorie Taylor Greene is saying about Donald Trump and about the rhetoric as truth? Or is she still this divisive person, but now just flipping on Trump because he doesn't want to support her? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. All right, y'all, this brings us to everyone's favorite section. Where is it here? Okay, I got my comment ready. Comments and social discussion of the day. All right, before we do that, I have a very important question for you. Is your computer, laptop, or cell phone vulnerable to data breaches? Please let me answer that question for you. Yes, they are. If you are not using Aura, the all-in-one digital security platform, please go to my sponsor below, aura.com/turnoutloud, to get your 14-day free trial to see if any of your data has already been exposed. If you're ever wondering how scammers get your cell phone number, house number, or whatever number you use, or why your inbox is filled with spam, here is why. There are companies called data brokers, and they sell your data, which is legal, which drives me crazy. And they do it without your consent, and they sell it for billions of dollars to marketers, scammers, and even stalkers. That is why I recommend today's sponsor, Aura, to my family, friends, and out louders. Aura takes care of the hard part for you, automatically removing your information off of sites and keeping it off. Aura is an all-in-one digital security platform. You may already have a digital security tool, but not using Aura is like locking your front door and keeping your back door open. Now, let me get away from the script a little bit and tell you guys in just more layman terms. Anything you do online where you enter in your name, information, payment, credit card, social security, whatever, it is there in the background. And these companies sell it and they make money, billions of dollars, selling your information in the name of, it's just, we want to know what Trent likes. We want to know what Trent's watching. We want to know this or whatever. Well, there are companies that take that information and they do bad things with it. To me, it should be illegal, but that is why scamming is at its height, because everyone's online. If you're watching this right now, it means you're online. So anytime you enter your information, it is there. You can, on your own, anytime you enter or create an account, email the people and say, can you take me information off? Can you do this? But with the multiple things that you guys do online, it is impossible. That is what's amazing about Aura. It automatically goes online, scours, watches out for your information, and takes it off. And the best thing is that they keep it off for you, okay? With Aura, you get alerts if any of your personal information is ever found on the dark web, real-time fraud alerts if your credit card or banking information is found. You get a secure VPN, antivirus, password manager. They also have US base, around-the-clock customer service. Also, in the event that anything does go wrong, Aura also includes, I used to say they corrected me, they include a $5 million identity theft insurance protection package. You are so secure online when you have Aura. Use the second link below or the QR code beside me and make sure you sign up today. It is free for 14 days. Within that 14 days, they can show your information that's out there and take it off for free. So if I were you, I would try them out. All right, we got a super chat last night. Bam, 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 bam. Or actually, I got it this morning, actually. Oh, it was last night. I only saw it this morning. All right, first super thanks, or only super thanks, is thanks. Point of Light Incorporated in Long Beach, California. Ask everybody to remember small shoppers for their holiday shopping. We sell oils, incense, candles, bulk herbs, crystals, and books. And thank you for your great show. You are the only podcast I listen to daily. Rhapsody. All right, thank you so much for that super thanks. I love that. I keep telling y'all guys, anybody has anything to promote, content creator, business, whatever, this is a great way to use super thanks. And for those of you who want to know, we'll tell you in a minute, but thank you so much for that. All right, we do read out super thanks, but then we also go, as always, and take one random comment, and we do it like kind of like a raffle style so that you guys don't think I'm picking and choosing. So we go here to newest, and then we scroll down and we pick it live, boop, right here. First one here is, what's the value of top tier medical service if most people can't afford it? Further, don't be fooled. There will most certainly be fine print that will release the system from liability if the robot makes an error. For example, something happens to somebody in surgery performed by a robot because of a grave error. It's likely you can't sue. Beware. This is, I don't know what this name is, Delcy Joy. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong. So thank you so much for your comment. And this is, I think it was yesterday, we were talking about Elon Musk saying that Optimus, the robot that will live in everyone's houses at some point, he wants to make billions of them. He was saying that this will help people that can't afford surgeons because the robot will be able to do such precise surgery for the average person that can't afford top tier medical service. Now, first of all, this is so far from down the line, but while I said that I love technology, I love this, I like all of it, I am still aware of the implications of things not being perfect, right? And we're all going to be weary of the Tesla automatic driving cars. People are like, oh, there's going to be accidents. I don't want to get into a car that there's no driver. And the robot is going to be able to, not going to, but the robot is going to mess up and something could happen. I don't want that happening to me. There's going to be fine print or whatever. What I say is, yes, I agree with you. But what I say is, how many accidents are there right now just with humans driving? Do you know how dangerous? Google the chances of you getting into an accident in the car. It is so high, you don't even have any clue. You probably wouldn't drive. Okay. How many malpractice suits are there that happen right now? Right now. There's cases of doctors leaving like instruments in people. Okay. Google that. So I say that to say, on a odds ratio, let's just take America. In America, if there's 50,000 malpractice suits a year and 100,000 accidents, if we have auto driving cars, that the cars could still make a mistake, veer off, do whatever, and there's casualties. And if you have robots doing surgeries and they mess up sometimes, as long as we bring the ratio down, I ask, what would you rather? Humans making mistakes and 50,000 malpractice suits, or robots making mistakes and you have 10,000 malpractice suits, 1,000 car crashes, 100,000 car crashes down to 40. Nothing is ever going to be perfect, people. Like nothing. And you're always going to have something to complain about. I don't care if it's AI or not, robots, whatever, nothing could ever be perfect. But if you bring the ratio down, I think that is what's to focus on. So really, really appreciate that comment. Thank you so much. All right, let me tell you guys how to give your own super thanks, and it is a way to give back. People always ask, do you have PayPal, Venmo? The easiest way is through the super thanks button. The super thanks button is at the bottom of every video. You'll see like, share, remix. If you're on your phone, you might have to scroll over. You'll see that thanks button. There's a dial. You could slide the dial, give back whatever you would like to give back. We are thankful and grateful for anything that you guys want to give to support the show. In the super thanks, you can either just leave the thanks. You could put in a comment. I will see the comment. What I love the most about super thanks is that it's almost like sending me a text message because I get the notification. I will reply right back there right away. And I could also read it back on the next day on the show if you would like to. Okay, so that is the way. And here is YouTube telling you how to do it better than I can.
Buy a super thanks by clicking the thanks button under your video. There are multiple price points a viewer can purchase that each have their own special one-time animation. As an added bonus, viewers will get to post a distinct, colorful comment in your video's comment section.
Thanks, YouTube. All right. Also, I want to remind you guys about the Out Loud membership. Sign up today to get your loyalty badge, emojis, member-only live stream, member-only videos, early access to new videos, and member shout-outs. You also get access to my vlogs, which I'm like the most proud of thing. I love that. I go deep down. I deep dive into things. It's really personal, and it's not about celebrities or political or whatever. We just talk about life stuff. So if you like that part of the show, the vlogs are really dope. I just did the latest vlog. I had a reading from an astrologer, and I did a reading. We recorded it. It's like an hour and a half. For anybody who likes astrology, I want to get to know more about it, I suggest reading it. It is really, really cool. We might even do a part 2. All right. Anything else I wanted to tell you? No, let's just go right into social discussion. Social discussion of the day. We touched on it a little bit with Marjorie Taylor Greene. Now, here is the kind of what sparked this. There isn't just a picture of Donald Trump holding Bill Clinton's eggplant. There's also a video, and it's not AI. So I'm going to play the video beside me, and you can see him like patting him down or whatever. I don't know. By the time we edit this, I might not put in the video because I don't want YouTube to like take it down. So I'm not too sure. You know what? As I just spoke that into existence, I'll put the video. It's already up on our Instagram page. It is a video, and he's literally just like patting him down. It looks almost kind of like friendly, kind of fun, and they're just joking around. Okay. But my social discussion is, where does Donald Trump go from here? And I wanted to preserve this for like a Sunday. I know for some of you it's Monday morning, but Trump just had arguably pretty much the worst week in his political career, in my opinion. I mean, he's had bad. Actually, you know what? January the 6th was pretty bad. But you see, this is what I want to discuss. I alluded to this a little bit yesterday. Donald Trump, of course, does not want the Epstein files to come out. But I asked you guys, does he not want the files to come out because he's afraid of being arrested for being a PDF file? And there could be evidence in there of him. That's one thing. Could it be the fact of what I was saying yesterday? Could it be the fact that there are so many embarrassing things in that file? He might not be breaking the law, but there could be so many embarrassing things like this Bill Clinton video, picture, email, Bubba. Like we talked earlier, who cares if it's Bill Clinton, John Brown, Joe, Chris, Michael? Like, who cares who Bubba is? If we have evidence that Donald Trump plays on both sides, or maybe we never even seen him really kiss Melania. Maybe all that is fake and he's really just on one side of the playing field. Who knows? What does this mean for Donald Trump, and where does he go from here? Oh, this is what I wanted to say in the LeBron James thing. Remember, I was like, I wanted to say something else and I forgot it. Do not be surprised. You know what? I'm going to say it here, but I'm also going to make another one and clip it up at the beginning. Do not be surprised if this LeBron James thing explodes this week, because Donald Trump will do anything to get attention off of him. You know, I won't clip it up. I'll just leave it here. I said enough into LeBron James and Donald Trump in off the record. Don't be surprised if this comes out this week. Don't be surprised if we have a huge week of something coming out, because MAGA, the religious Catholic Church, Donald Trump being on his knees, yo, how do you come back from this? Like I told you, it's on every single blog, post, news station, this and that and that and that. And y'all know I watch Fox and CNN. Now, Fox will try to deflect. Even Scott Jennings on CNN, he was like, I don't see anything wrong in these emails. Like, what's going on? Bro, I don't care what Fox, Scott Jennings, and any other Republican pundit. I'm talking about in the background. If there's more things that come out that proves that he was on the other side, what does this mean for Trump, man? What does this mean for the next 3 years? What does this mean for the midterms? It could be over for him, man. And that is why the Republicans were like, all right, let's open back up the government. No problem. We got a vote coming up in December around healthcare. Y'all want to keep playing with us? Do you want to keep playing with us? Trump, you want to play with me? Because I got more tea for you. January comes. All right. We got to, it's time for us to discuss closing down the government again. You want to keep playing? Do you want to keep playing, sir? Yo, we might see a big shift, man, when it comes to Donald Trump and his attitude. Big shift. What does this mean for President Donald Trump? What does this mean for MAGA? What does this mean for Republicans? What does this mean for the country? What does this mean for the midterms? Let me know what you guys think about all of this in the comment section below. All right, this brings us to question of the day. Admittedly, this is not the best question of the day, but it's all I found. What can cause siblings to hate each other? All right, first one is, thank God I have a healthy sibling relationship. My mind is blank. Another person says, as a parent raising 3 kids, I make sure my children have a strong bond. I read that one thing that helps them dramatically is when they argue and disagree, never separate them, make them sit down with each other and work through their issues, because that will strengthen their bond and communication skills with one another. Silent treatment and separation does not build relationships. Another person says, jealousy, in my opinion, is the number one reason. Another person said, favoritism from parents. Actually, you know what? Maybe this is a good question of the day. I like fun ones, though, like, what's your favorite song? What's the worst song? What do you like to eat or whatever? Anyways, we got to diversify. Another person said the parents. Another person said parents are the cause 90% of the time. Another person said trauma. Another person said lack in ambition and jealousy of their siblings' success, favoritism from parents. Another person said mother or father, parents, jealousy, spouse. Ooh, spouse. Oldest sibling acting like a third parent. Oh, really? Good thing. What can cause siblings to hate each other? All right. Look, I'm kind of like the first person here where with me, it was my mother's betray, putting outsiders over them, elders protecting, generational curses, parental favoritism, no reciprocation of love shown. Like the first person, my sister and I are like super, super close. We were not close growing up because my sister was older than me. And because we're, brother and sister, sometimes when you're younger, I don't know if it's like this with everybody, but you didn't have anything to identify with. And she had to take care of her little brother, right? Like she wanted to go out and do stuff, like want to have a life. Like, no, you take care of your little brother. My dad worked 2 jobs. My mom worked at night just to try to keep a roof over her head. And we didn't have a lot of money. My dad wasn't there, so I'd come home from school, and it's like, your older sister's got to babysit you. So I don't want to listen to you. You're not my parent. And then my sister is like a goody two-shoes, and I was always such a bad kid. And it was always like, all right, well, I'm calling mom and dad. And I would get mad at her because she would always call and snitch on me. But because she was such a goody two-shoes, she's like, I'm not getting in trouble. So when we were younger, we did not like each other. We hated each other. Well, I shouldn't say that. My sister loved me, but I didn't like her. She was just more annoyed. And when I wanted to move out after like getting arrested and getting in trouble, I was like 17. I'm like, yo, I'm moving out. I'm done. It was the first time I really saw the big sister in her. And that's why I stopped myself and I was like, she did love me. I saw okay, he's not a little kid anymore. I'm going to be his big sister. And of course, she tried to stop me from leaving, but I left anyways. And she bought me my first dishes, my first dish set. I don't know if she brought me cutlery, but she's like, look, you're going to realize how hard life is trying to be out on your own. It's not easy. But she's like, I'm going to help you. And I remember getting my own apartment and like literally having nothing. I had like a chair. I put like my TV on like milk crates. It was like a small little TV and I had nothing. And it was a struggle. I had a job and I was whatever, tried to put things together. Just a stubborn, bad kid. But from that moment, she's always been there. And when I noticed that and I realized that, that's when our bond just took off. And she was my big sister and I would call her anytime I was ever in trouble. Like she was the first person. I remember like being broke, running out of gas on the middle of the highway. I called her. Anytime I was arrested, she was the first one that I called. I remember one time it was like Thanksgiving and like she had to come and bring bail money. And it was like, I think it was like a Friday. And she was like notified at like 3:00. I was like, yo, you gotta come down. You have 2 hours to come and get me out or I gotta stay here till Tuesday. She left work and do whatever. There was a point where my sister said, anytime the phone rang and it was me calling her, she like her heart would like sink because when I tell you I was a bad kid, for those of you who read my book, I was a really, really bad kid. Like I feel so sorry for my mom and my sister and what I put them through. But I say all of that to say, my sister is my best friend. There's a forward in my book where she's like, Trent and I, whatever, blah, blah, blah. At the end of the day, what I'm happy is that he's my best friend. So I say all this to say, any parent that's seeing this out there that has young kids that they don't get along, don't worry. It doesn't mean that they'll be like that when they're adults. And my mom has always said the best thing that has come out of my sister and I's relationship is that we're close because she said that she would never be able to stomach if we were close. My sister has 4 kids. I'm the godfather to all of her 4 kids. I'm automatically just legally their uncle, but I'm their godfather as well. That's how close and tight my sister and I are. Sorry, I'm rambling, but I say all of that to say, I don't know what could make their siblings hate each other. And I guess I just have to lead into the comments. Could be parenting, could be issues, could be jealousy or whatever. And I have never experienced any jealousy. My sister, through my success, has never been jealous. I've never been jealous of her. So I'm just going to lean on to the comments and lean on to you guys. What are things that could make siblings hate each other? Let me know in the comment section below. All right, y'all. That is a wrap. Thank you so much for kicking with me. We had fun today. Well, I had fun. I know y'all had fun too. Before I let you go, just want to remind you of three things. Just going to remind you of 3 things. One, for those of you who has asked me how to give back, support the show, no PayPal, no Venmo. Just use that thanks button. That is the quickest and easiest way for those of you who would like to give back. Just click that button. Use the dial. Support however you would like to. Anything you give is appreciated. Second of all, the second way to support would be to become an out louder. First link below. There's a join button up top. I didn't say this earlier. When you get to the menu, the join menu, there's different levels. Join, out louder, family. It's just a way to give back it's just a way to give back a different amount. Some people are like, hey, I want to give back a little bit more. So we made different levels. They all have the same access. Level 1 and level 5 or whatever gives you all the same access. So love and just thank you for the support and giving back to the show. We are working hard for you, so we appreciate it. Third of all, second link below, QR code beside me. For those of you who want to sign up to Aura, make sure y'all sign up today. A 14-day free trial. Anything you do online, you got to protect yourself. So sign up to Aura. Before I let you go, just want to remind you of all the ways to keep up with the Trent Out Loud show. For those of you who like to listen to shows on podcast platforms, we're available on all of them. Just go to any podcast site. Go to any podcast site, type in Trent Out Loud, the show pop up. Do not forget to hit the follow or subscribe button so that you can be notified every time we upload a new show. And as you know, it's Sunday right now or Monday morning. We upload 7 days a week. Ain't nobody working harder for y'all, all right? So make sure that you stay up to date. Now, if you guys are like me, or for those of you who are like me and need visuals, you love to watch your shows, head on over to YouTube. 6 things I'm going to need you to do, though. 2, the first 2 is hit that subscribe button and hit that like button. We need to get the algorithming. 3, and for me, the most important, you guys are my co-host. Please try to comment below. Please, please, please. We read out your comments, everything. Like, I sleep in my bed. Before I go to my bed, I read my comments. I love it. You guys are my co-host. I need y'all, okay? For those of you who don't want to comment and don't want to join in on conversation, I totally understand. I don't want to make you feel like you have any pressure. But what you can do is you can comment the country or city that you're watching from. I love to see how global and how wide the show is. So seeing where you are listening from is a great alternative to answering some of the questions that I may ask you. So those are your 2 options, all right? 4th, for those of you who are really enjoying the show, please try to share it with your family, friends, and loved ones. It helps with growing the channel, just like giving back, sponsoring the super thanks and memberships or whatever. We are here to grow this channel. So sharing the channel really helps us, and we'll appreciate it. 5, make sure you sign up and become an official Out Louder with our Out Loud membership. And 6, hit that thanks button and give back to the show if you were really enjoying it. All right. For those of you who want to follow me outside of the show, I'm available on all social platforms. And it's always the same handle, Trent Out Loud. I'm the most active on Instagram. And speaking of Instagram, please follow our show page. It's called the Trent Out Loud Show on Instagram. It is so much more interactive. YouTube has a lot of copyright restrictions, a lot of things that we cannot say or talk about. So we post all the videos there at length. Blueface, Chrisean, Donald Trump, and Bill Clinton. Follow that. And we post throughout the day. So when you come down to watch the show, wherever we post it, 6, 7 o'clock, this one's going to be posted a little bit earlier today because it's Sunday. Whatever time that you get to watch it, you will have seen a couple of the videos and a couple of subjects. So you're that much more looped in. All right. So stay tuned and make sure you follow the Trent Out Loud Show on Instagram. Thank you so much for kicking it with me. I hope we're able to ease your Sunday night. For those of you who are getting ready to wake up Monday morning, and my Monday morningers, I hope this show helped you get you through your Monday. I'll see y'all soon, man. Tomorrow, same time, same place. Peace. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It's your boy, Trent Out Loud. Peace!